everybody. Hello, how y'all doing tonight? I hope that you are enjoying these KBBU behind the scenes. Listen, my name is Michelle Green, and I am the founder of Kingdom Builders Business University. And we are here every Wednesday from 9:30 until 10 to talk to you about entrepreneurship life. This is the behind the scenes of being a business owner. That's what this show is all about. And we come to you every single week to give you fresh new ideas about how to manage your business and how to manage your life. Okay? That's what we do. And listen, if you are hearing us for the first time, if you are seeing us for the first time, listen, we are a business university. What do we do exactly? We have 3 opportunities for you to be certified as a business individual, as a business person who has gone to school and has received additional knowledge and understanding about how to properly run a business, how to do business the right way. That's right. So, what we have is an associate certification, we have a bachelor certification, and a VIP master's certification. That's right. We sure do. And we are here to help you to get into your business, dive deep into all of the legal ramifications. We have business setup and security. We have business, money, credit, and funding in our second course. We have business and life management. That includes teaching you how to live your spirit, your mind, your body, and your relationships, whether it be personal or business. We talk about your systems and how to manage your company. And the last course, but not least, is the marketing, media, and sales course. And in this course, we help you to be seen by CTR Media Network. That's right. We are powered by CTR Media Network, which is a network that streams to over 140 countries all across the world. And we are talking about billions of people who watch this actual service, watch this actual streaming. That's right. So if you are connected to KBBU, if you are connected to Kingdom Builders Business University or KB Michelle Green in any form, then you have the opportunity to be seen by billions of people all across the world. And if you are watching, listen, thank you. If you are listening, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to CTR Media Network. Thank you to all those who are watching us live and watching the replay. Thank you so much for being here. So tonight we are going to be talking about, ooh, baby. We are going to be talking about some things that relate to your business. And what am I referring to? I'm trying to tell y'all we're going to be talking about something that you want to talk about. And that topic that we are talking about tonight is going to be, woo, we want to know about the risk of you being able to be funded. So, what am I saying? I'm saying that basically, when it comes to your business, one of the things that we learn in business is that we want to not just be a business owner and operate off of our products and services and the sales that we make from them, but we also want to be properly structured so that our businesses can be funded through free money. That's right, through free money, whether it is a grant or a scholarship of some kind, or it's something that we have as an in-kind grant. We'll talk about that if you are in the KBBU program. If you're in one of those certifications, associates, bachelors, or masters, then you know the conversation that we have in detail about how to position your business to receive funding. And so one of the things that we are talking about tonight is accessing that capital, and how a lot of people don't really understand that the capital in the economy seems to be very tight. It seems that the economy is really going through the same things that everybody else is going through in the economy. But that is a lie. So, is your business fundable? Is your business able to receive funding? Is really our bottom line on how to actually talk about this this whole economy thing from a business aspect. What are the issues around why your business is not able to be funded? So tonight's topic is funding didn't stop. It didn't cut out. It didn't end. It's just that your business may not be structured the right way in order for you to receive that funding. Funding did not stop, y'all. It never ended. It's just that the unstructured businesses are finished. That's what's happening. So if your business is not structured properly, what am I saying? That you'll spend the rest of your life trying to sell your product and service without having the extra money that you can get from a grant or a scholarship or some type of free money to supply your business. Instead of you busting your behind trying to do what it is that you've been doing and not getting a better result, then you have the opportunity to get funded. But in order to do that, you got to be a structured business, because the money in the business realm, in the business industries, and all across the globe never stop. The businesses are still being funded. So do not believe that just because the economy went down, that the funding for our businesses stopped, because it did not. It's still here. We just got to be in the right position to receive it. And if you're not in the right position and you want to be in the right position, go to www.kbbullc.com right now so that you can get structured and get funded. That's right. That's what we do here at KBBU. And we are telling you that hands down, the money is still out there. So stop wondering, stop looking, stop trying to figure out why you continuously get turned down. Why are you continuously getting denied for the grant, denied for the loan, denied for the business credit? Because your business is not structured properly. And that has come to an end with the new way that businesses are being ran and being funded. That has changed in the last 6 months to a year, y'all. So going into 2026, we are definitely going to need to understand that we gotta structure our businesses properly. We cannot continue to afford to be in this state of mind where we are allowing our businesses not to have the proper structure. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about everything that we talk about at KBBU. How your business is supposed to be set up, how your business is supposed to be secured, what type of funding are you really supposed to have access to as a business owner, in addition to the types of systems and the marketing media, and how the sales all come together to make a full, complete, fundable, structured company. So let's get into this message tonight. Okay. So, number one, I'm going to talk about some secrets that are really in the industry of being funded. Number one is capital flows through predictability. So, when we talk about this capital, this money that is free, the money that we have that's floating around that we're trying to figure out, like, how are these other businesses continuing to stay in business? I don't understand why they are not struggling, why they are not going through the same things that I'm going through, because they have things set up a different way. And so we want to look at the capital. The capital follows predictability. The capital, the money, the grants, the loans, the business credit, the scholarships, they follow predictability. So, number one, ask yourself, is your business predictable? First of all, we do need to understand the difference between you just having passion for your company and you're excited and passionate about what you do versus what the capital is actually following. It does not necessarily follow the passion. Capital follows predictability. So, what is predictability? Predictability is the ability for you to be able to have those documented paperwork, that documented revenue. Okay, so let's just start there. When you make the money, where is it documented? Do you have a business bank account? Do you have a system that shows as a 1099 person that you are actually clocking every penny through the same system? So is it predictable, or do you have Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, and every other system that there is for to accept a payment, and then there's no set place that they can predict where all your funds are going to come into? So when we talk about the money following the predictability, number one, where is your documentation? Where is the documentation? Where are the systems? Number two, where are the systems that are supposed to be in place to keep track of the income? If capital follows predictability, then the business owner has to function to the degree that without the owner being present, you're still able to make money. Without you, the owner, being present, you have to still be able to bring in or show a track record of the money still flowing. Because capital follows what? Predictability. So what's predictable about your company? Let's just stop for a second and analyze. Is my business actually being predictable? Can the people who have the money to give me for my business, can they predict my outcome financially? Can they predict my income that's coming in on a regular basis? And if you don't have a regular income as a business owner, that's the problem right there, okay? So we got to figure out, how can we consistently bring in the money? How can we consistently show on a documented form that this is what happens and what is predicted to happen in this year or in this month or in this quarter? See, when it comes to business, we have to understand that the breakdown of our predictability is always going to be day to day, month to month, okay, or quarter to quarter and year to year. Day to day, month to month, quarter to quarter, and year to year. That's how the capital decides what it is that's going to be predictable as it relates to our money coming in, our income, and how or whether or not we are able to be in the right position as a structured company to receive the capital. So if you are trying to figure this out, I'm trying to tell you right now, number one issue is capital follows predictability. So you can't just have the passion. You cannot just have a mindset of hustling. You cannot just be the kind of individual that says, okay, I'm about getting my money. I'm standing on business, but you just standing on the fact that you need to make more money and you have a hustle mentality. You don't have a mentality of a structured company. And a hustle mentality means that you're just about getting paid. You're about making sure that, yeah, you might take care of your clients here and there, but it's not predictable. You're not even predictable in the kind of people that you are servicing your products or your service to. So if that is the scenario for your company, then guess what? That's capital that's going out the window. That is capital that you're not able to keep or even have as a grant or a scholarship. Nobody is going to fund anyone that is not predictable, that is not stable, that is not consistent. So when we talk about anything that is informal, anything that is not documented, anything that is going to consider to be a high risk, we are not going forward with the capital. I'm telling you, hands down. Most businesses fail because when we walk away from our business are so dependent upon the CEO or the COO, so dependent upon the main person who founded the business, that we have no other course of action to take if we hand it over to somebody else and allow another person to run the organization. And if that fails, when we hand our business over to our administrative assistant, our executive, whoever it is that we are handing our business over to, and if they can't smoothly run it the same way that we were running it when we were there, when we were present, if we decided to take a vacation for 2 months and come back, how would your business look? See, too much dependency on the owner will equal no capital. So we got to understand how to operate. We got to understand how to operate our businesses. We got to understand that this is not a joke. It is not a joke. We are business owners. We're legit business owners, and we need to have the structure so that we can get the capital. Okay? We cannot just survive on the people at the top of the ladder. We cannot survive with just the CEO as a business owner. If the CEO leaves, if you, the owner, leaves, there has to be some form of dependability on your team, on your staff. And if you don't have a team, if you don't have a staff, that's a main reason why you wouldn't have the capital in the first place. What company do you believe, as a lender of billions of millions of dollars, that would choose a person who is by themselves, that is solely dependent on them to run an organization, to give them loads of money? How crazy do you think a lender would be to do that? Like, literally, why would someone with millions of dollars, billions of dollars, even in the form of it's a necessity to give the money away? Why would they trust someone that is solely dependent on themselves? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So we got to have the predictability. If you want the capital to flow, you got to be predictable. When you look at the income coming in of your sales from your clientele, what is the prediction of how stable you are from last year, from last quarter, from last week or last month to today? How predictable are you? Do you even know what your numbers are? Do you know what your income is? Do you know where it's stemming from? Most of us don't. So if we cannot run a business with our owner, with ourselves not being present, then we got to know that the capital is not going to be given to us. And that is the reason why we are not funded when we are unstructured. All right, so that's number one. Number one, okay, number one. Number two, lenders fund risk transfer. Well, what is a risk transfer? A risk transfer is nothing to do with the ambition. Okay, so let's just establish that. When we think about risk transfer, we're talking about lenders who want to fund someone that is not necessarily just so into their ambition, they're ambitious, and they want to tell the lender in their spiel, in their pitch, when they're pitching their business, they want to tell the lenders about how ambitious they are. They want to tell the lender that they are always going to be this person that is going to go out and they're going to hit the pavement and they're going to be running. They're going to be running and going. They're never going to stop, and they're always going to be there helping to do something to improve their business. Well, ambition does not get you paid. Ambition does not say that you're structured. Ambition, you can say all day till you're blue in the face. If you were in front of the Shark Tanks, if you were in front of one of the people that are there to fund your organization, an angel investor, a venture capitalist, if you were in front of anybody who is someone that could actually potentially fund your whole entire organization, then what they are not looking for is the fact that you are ambitious. See, anybody can say that, hey, I'm gonna be the right person to take the risk. But soon as something tragic happens, whether it be a divorce or a marriage or a baby or a graduation, where the dependency of someone in your household maybe no longer is there, if it is a death in the family, if it is something that could tragically take you out of your element right now today, then guess what? the ambition will go out the window. So, therefore, lenders do not want to fund people who have high ambition because they know already that just because you think that you are going to go the extra mile, regardless of what scenario happens in your life, that is really a lie because you don't know based on just because things are flowing the way that they are flowing right now, you don't know if you're going to still be the same person just because you have an ambitious spirit about yourself, just because you have an ambitious mind to keep on going and doing what it is that you do. It doesn't mean that you're going to continue to have that in the case of some type of tragedy. So, what am I saying? I'm saying lenders fund risk transfer. Risk transfer are people who are able to transfer the risk that have a stable, solid organization where if something were to take place, that there is an opportunity, it's a backup plan. It is something that has a solid foundation that the company can fall back on in order for them to deal with the risk. So, what is your plan? Not the ambition. What is the plan for your company to take the risk of something terrible happening? What is the plan so that the lender can know that you are trustworthy? So that the lender, even though I don't like using the word trust, but in the case of you receiving any kind of funding, your business better be stable enough that the lender can see that you are able to transfer the risk. So, what are lenders looking at? What do they even care about? They are looking at and they are caring about the ability to reduce exposure. Exposure to what, Michelle? Exposure to the event that, let's say, you have something that happens within your organization that is exposed as maybe somebody falls in your organization, in your actual place of business. Maybe there is an issue with some type of service or product that you put out and then it needs to be retracted. Maybe somebody is suing your company. Maybe you are at risk of going to court and having to be sued by billions of people. And what is the ability for you to be able to transfer that risk into something that is going to allow you to not be exposed over a long period of time? Or what is it that you can say that will contain the liability of something that would happen to your organization? See, we aren't thinking about that. We are just thinking positively. We're thinking with ambition. We're trying to tell the lender, the grantor, we're trying to tell the people that are willing to invest in our organization, oh, you ain't got to worry about none of that because ain't nothing like that's going to happen to me. But that's not necessarily true. Risk transfer is the ability for you to have a backup plan, for you to have a clear separation between if something were to happen personally in your life or in business of your business entity, that there will be a distinct difference between who's going to be responsible for that over a long period of time, and the business is still going to be able to run and make money and be able to grow and expand regardless of the risk. So, regardless of the risk, what is the separation between first you as an individual, personal business versus your business entity? Okay, what is the difference between you as a human being versus your actual company? Are you a sole proprietor? Are you an independent contractor just running off of what it is that you learn how to do? And you decided that you was going to go in business, but you haven't really structured the company as an LLC. You haven't even thought about being an S corporation or a corporation, a nonprofit. You're out here just doing stuff because that was what you've always been taught to do. Well, guess what? If there's no structure, there's no capital, there is no money, there is no risk from the lender to fund your organization. So we got to stop thinking that just because we have the ability to make money, we have the ability to provide a service, a product, or whatever it is that we're doing as a business owner, we got to stop thinking that the lender should give us all their money because they're not going to take the risk because of the exposure. If something were to happen at any point in time, then you better believe that that exposure is going to be a problem for the people who funded your company. So you got to have the structure. You got to have the foundation. You got to stop with the liability uncontainable. You cannot just allow liabilities to just flourish. And when I say liabilities, I'm talking about things that are not an asset, that do not bring any growth or increase to your organization, will not bring any money, additional money, or additional accessories to your organization so that you can expand, so that you can increase, so that you can become wealthy. That's what the lender is looking at. So if you don't have a foundation where you could have something to transfer that high risk to, if you don't have a plan in place that your company can actually fall back on from that risk that is out there, from that exposure of that liability, then guess what? The lenders are not going to take the chance. See, shift risk to businesses with structure. We only want to shift the risk to the businesses with structure. We only want, I'm going to say that again. We only want to shift the risk to businesses with structure. When it comes to any lender, any grantor, anyone that has money, structured businesses shift risk to the business and not to their personal life. So, as a business owner, a person who has 4 different companies, when I say, do you have insurance? When I say, do you have contract agreements? When I say, do you have copyrights? Do you have trademarks? Do you have your statute of limitations? Do you have the Department of Consumer Affairs established? Do you have the things that you are supposed to have in place, the legal ramifications to fall back on as a business owner so that your company can continue to grow? In the event of something just going haywire, are you going to be protected? See, that's what matters. Where's the insurance policy for your company? Why did you stop paying for it? Just because you thought you didn't need it? It was extra money. It was too much to keep paying for. Listen, we cannot afford to not be covered, y'all. We cannot afford that. So when you look at, if you are trying to go for a grant or a loan or business credit or anything where it is not your money to help your business to increase and grow, you got to have the protection in place. You have to have the security in place. You have to have all of these things so that you are not a personalized risk of a unstructured company. We don't want the authority of you as business owner to look like you are not being accountable. We don't want your authority as business owner to look like, oh, you're just a mom and pop shop. You don't really know what you're doing. You don't really know what's going on. You don't really understand that business can be an asset. It actually is an asset, but it actually can be a liability in the blink of an eye because we are business owners. We're taking a risk every single day. So if there is no security in the risk that you are able to take each day because you don't know what's going to happen, then there is a great chance that no lender is going to provide any capital because they don't fund businesses that are based on ambition. They are not going to fund a company just based on, oh, I know I'm gonna work. I know I'm gonna come to work regardless if I'm sick, regardless if I got death in the family, regardless if I go through a divorce, regardless of whatever the situation, I have a baby, regardless of whatever. Those are lies. You're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself. What if you are in an accident and you can't even work? What if you are, in a situation where, something happens and you cannot go forward in business? What is there to fall back on? So transfer the risk to systems, transfer the risk to security, which is insurance protection, making sure that you have your trademarks and your all of the legal ramifications of your organizations, your licenses, the governance of your organization better be in check before a lender will take you serious to fund your company. So shield the risk. Find a way to shield the risk. If you have business credit already, if you have a vendor account, a supplier account, listen, you need to make sure that you have a way to pay those things back. That's also another avenue of why a grantor or lender would not fund you, because there's no risk transfer. If you have credit cards, if you have loans outstanding, then why would a lender continue to give you free money so that they can pay off your debt? You should already have a plan in place that if you're no longer able to work or if something happens to the business itself, that there is an ability for you to transfer the issue over to the insurance policy, the licensing, the secureness of a trademark, the governance of your organization. Something has to be in place in order for you to get funded. So at KBBU, what do? We handle all of that for you. That's how I'm able to talk about it, because I know about it and we are about it. So if you haven't signed up for KBBU yet, go ahead to the website today, www.kbbullc.com, right there below, or give us a call at 855-522-8552. We will be glad to help you to get to a structured organization. And the last thing that I want to talk about now, most businesses are declined before they apply because of the misunderstanding that they are being pre-screened. When you are applying for funding, when you are applying for any type of business credit, you're trying for a business loan, maybe you're applying for a grant or something of the nature where you are trying to get some furniture, equipment, some type of electronics, possibly furniture, whatever it is that you're trying to get somebody to give you as a lender or grantor to supply your organization. But what we don't understand is when we're filling out the applications for these types of funding, if we're not structured, it means that we don't understand the pre-screen. So the pre-screen is where we have the public and digital records that the lenders and grantors are going to search. Public credit, public credit files, and public and digital records. Public records are records that are available to the public that anyone can go and see at a courthouse and look you up. When we talk about digital records, what are your digital records? When we look at a digital record, when someone is looking in the digital world, they are looking for your digital identity, your a digital business identity in the invisible world, in the digital world. So when I say that, I'm talking about just like where we are right now. We are on this live, we are in this actual virtual cyberspace, okay? And what is the identification of your pre-screen about you? Did you make one video about your company and you never made another one? Did you put one post out about what you've been doing as a business owner and you never put out anything else? Maybe you got 3 or 4 videos out. Maybe you got 1 or 2 flyers out. Maybe you have a website today, but then next week you know that website is going to be shut down because you haven't paid the bill. Do you have any credibility in the architectural world of the digital space out here in cyberspace? Do you have a ability for people to find you? When we talk about pre-screening, we're talking about the fact that not just the licensing and not just the history of your compliance to the licensing and all of the different securities that you need to have in place, like insurance and contract agreements and all that. But in addition to the pre-screen is the fact that Do you have a view? Do you have a message or anything that the lender, the grantor can look up and find out about you and your business? And if you do have that ability for them to find you in the records, is it something that they need to see about you and your business? Or are they looking at something that you really wouldn't want anybody to see? Are they going back in your previous digital social media? Are they going back in your, maybe you was on TV at one time, maybe you was in a magazine, maybe you wrote a book, maybe you did something, but is that information available to the public to see? Do you have a podcast or are you a TV show host like myself? What is the scenario of your digital records? What are the public records? What are the legal compliances that are available as a pre-screen? Because pre-screen means that they are going to go ahead and screen everything possible. As a lender and a grantor to give you money, they are going to pre-screen. They're going to go and search the digital world for your business, for your personal lifestyle, your character, to see if you are a person that they really want to do business with. Why businesses are filtered out? Because they are not consistent. The data is not consistent. There is poor documentation. They don't have the documentation that is supposed to be legitimately in a file at a legal place, such as the Secretary of State, the IRS, such as the Consumer Affairs Department, such as the statute of limitations with your local or your city or your state legal locations. We are talking about what is it that you have that is out there in the digital world and in the public record world where they can find the information that they need to secure that you are who you say you are and you're going to be there to do what it is that you said you was going to do, to pay this money back or to receive the money and do the right things with the money. And when was the last time that you followed through and did what you said you was going to do anyway? See, the problem with the ability for you to be approved, our businesses are declined credit, we are declined loans, we are declined business funding because of the fact that the pre-screen, we can't get past it. We cannot get past the pre-screen because we don't understand that there is a credibility world, an agricultural credibility world of being able to be screened for the things that we are doing digitally. So when you come to the reality of you got to have all of these things in place, then you can become a structured business. And what do we do at KBBU? We teach you how to get structured in the public and the digital world. Didn't y'all hear me just say that we have marketing, media, and sales as one of our main core courses at KBBU? Listen, we not only will help you to get there, but we are connected, like I said earlier, with CTR Media Network that streams over 140 countries and has billions of viewers all over the world. So, how is it so that you would think that just because you did a little something, something, and you thought it didn't matter, that because you decided it didn't matter, you decided that you weren't going to do any more digital communication, you weren't going to go live again, you weren't going to get yourself out there, you weren't going to validate what it is that you do, you weren't going to clear up the issues that you might have had as a business owner that was maybe a misunderstanding of what it is that you do. And just because you made the choice not to move forward with the things that you needed to correct or to consistently doing, then that is the reason why you won't get funded. That is the reason why you will not get funded. See, this is a silent thing when it comes to the pre-screen. It's a silent process. It's a like a behind the scenes, just like we're doing right now. The behind the scenes of business owners, the behind the scenes of being a business owner, being someone who wants to eventually become an investor in other businesses. That's what KBBU does. Okay. So when we look at the problems that we have, the issue is the pre-screen. You cannot get past the pre-screen if you don't have the consistency in social media, the consistency in whatever platform that you're using to market and put yourself out in media. If you are not actually completing sales, if you are inconsistent with anything in a public record, anything that relates to digital records, anything that relates to your credit, agricultural foundation. Listen, we're talking about addresses, we're talking about moving around, we're talking about what's the consistency. When we are pre-screened, what's your business number? Did you change your number a lot? What is your address? Where do you actually have a business? Do you have multiple locations, or is it just in your home? Is it at an actual business? Like, what's going on with your records? What's going on with your website? Why does your website is up one day and it's down the next? Why is the email changing from a Gmail to a Yahoo or AOL, or just not a business email altogether? See, these are the reasons why we are considered to be what? Not fundable. And I hope that tonight that you really took this serious, that you really began to take in the data that I am providing for you every single Wednesday between 9:30 and 10 o'clock, or a little later. We're going over time tonight, but it's really because I am so serious about helping you. And if you are watching this again for the first time, listen, go ahead. You see the website below. Go to the website, call us, reach out to us, because I know that you don't want to continue to do business by yourself. I know that you're struggling. I know that you don't understand why you can apply for something and it's just not going forward with you getting any money. Why is it that you got the grants? People gave you the grant, but then you filled out the paperwork and it just didn't work out for you. Somebody else got the money. Somebody else got a lot of the money. And you don't understand why you can't just get a little piece of the pie, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that we can help you. So make sure that you contact us at www.kbbulllc.com. Make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, and not just watch our shorts, but watch the full episode so you can get trained in these business tips. I'm trying to tell you, this is not just your ordinary show. This is not your ordinary podcast. We are giving you the meat and potatoes. We're giving you the secret sauces. We're teaching you things that you would never learn as a business owner on your own, because it's not something that they want you to know. Okay? I know as a business owner how hard it was for me coming along since the age of 19, not knowing anything from anything and just trying to figure it all out by myself. If you are in those shoes, listen, you don't have to be. We have a whole team of 7 coaches that have specialties in each field of their business, as well as in KBBU. We have a whole list of entrepreneurs that we network with, over 400 entrepreneurs that have graduated from Kingdom Builders Business University on one level or another: associate certification, bachelor certification, or VIP master certification. If you want to be knowledgeable and want to be connected to someone that can actually help you to really learn how to position yourself for funding, if you want to be a business owner that wants to be coached on a regular basis and have somebody that you can turn to and ask questions to about business and about your life as a business owner, then listen, why wait another second? go ahead and click that subscribe button. Call us at 855-522-8552. Go ahead and put it in your phone now. Leave us a voicemail message, even though we're not in the office at the moment, but we will get back to you. Don't hesitate any longer. You don't have to continue to do business alone. That's why we created Kingdom Builders Business University. It is absolutely for you. Okay, so make sure that you are locked in. Make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure that you are connected to us on social media. That's kb.michellegreen everywhere. That's right, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Threads, Instagram, you name it, we are there. Lemon, everywhere. We are KB Michelle Green. And if you have really received from us tonight, let us know below by making a comment. Let us know how well we're doing. Let us know what you're learning. And that helps us to help you even greater. That's what we want you to know. Thank you again for watching tonight. We are so elated that you have been a part of this viewing. And we will see you again next Wednesday from 9:30 until we get done. All right. Take care, everybody. We love you guys. Thank you again.